Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling fully alive, where every single day fuels your excitement instead of draining it. Picture a life where Monday feels as exhilarating as Friday, where your work, your relationships, your mornings, your evenings, they all align with the deepest sense of purpose inside you. Now, here's the truth. Most people spend their lives waiting for vacations, waiting for that one moment of freedom, thinking happiness is somewhere over the horizon. But the reality is, happiness doesn't come from escaping. It comes from designing a life so rich, so aligned, that every day feels worth celebrating. Today, I want to challenge you to take control, to step into a life where the routine doesn't feel like a trap, where the people you surround yourself with lift you higher, and where every decision you make is an intentional step toward joy, fulfillment, and unstoppable energy. This is not about small adjustments. This is about claiming ownership of your life, breaking through the beliefs that have held you back, and committing to bold, unstoppable action. You are capable of creating a reality so vibrant, so alive, that the idea of a vacation isn't an escape, it's just a bonus. Taking full ownership of your life is the single most transformative step anyone can take on the path to fulfillment. Yet so many people unconsciously hand over their power to circumstances, other people, or society's expectations. Ownership means recognizing that your reality, your successes, and even your setbacks are the direct results of your choices, your mindset, and the actions you take every single day. It's not about blame or shame, it's about clarity, accountability, and empowerment. When you stop waiting for someone else to fix your life, when you stop hoping that luck, chance, or external validation will create your happiness, you step into a realm of infinite possibility. This level of responsibility requires brutal honesty with yourself. You must confront the areas where you've been passive, where excuses have become your default, and where fear has dictated your decisions. People often confuse responsibility with restriction, thinking that taking ownership means a life of rigidity, pressure, or stress. In truth, the opposite is what happens. The moment you claim your power, the moment you realize that you have the ability to shape your reality, freedom emerges. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance because you understand that the only variable you can fully control is yourself, your beliefs, your attitudes, and your actions. This mindset shift transforms how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. Instead of seeing problems as external forces that derail your progress, you begin to view them as opportunities for growth, lessons to master, and chances to demonstrate resilience. Ownership also fundamentally changes the way you set goals. When you accept full responsibility, your goals become a reflection of your true desires rather than a checklist imposed by outside influences. Every choice, from the people you spend time with to the projects you pursue, becomes intentional, aligned with your vision of the life you truly want to create. Moreover, taking ownership fuels confidence and self-respect because you no longer feel like a victim of life's circumstances. Instead, you become the architect of your experience. Each action, no matter how small, compounds, creating momentum and reinforcing the belief that you're capable of designing a life of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. People who fully embrace ownership stop looking for shortcuts, excuses, or temporary fixes. They understand that growth, achievement, and real transformation are built on the foundation of personal responsibility. Every setback becomes a teacher, every mistake a roadmap for improvement, and every success a reflection of intentional action. Taking ownership is not passive, it's active, deliberate, and profoundly liberating. It's a mindset that challenges you to stop blaming, stop waiting, and start creating. It's the first step toward a life where you are fully in control of your energy, your decisions, and your happiness, empowering you to pursue your purpose with clarity, courage, and unwavering commitment. Living a life of purpose and passion is about aligning your everyday actions with the deepest desires of your heart and the unique strengths that define who you are. Many people drift through life, going through routines and obligations that leave them feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, and exhausted. They chase goals dictated by society, peers, or external validation rather than their own inner compass. Purpose acts as a guiding force, giving meaning to your choices and energizing every action you take. Passion is the fuel that transforms purpose into momentum. It ignites your creativity, resilience, and commitment, allowing you to push through challenges with enthusiasm instead of dread. When purpose and passion are absent, even success can feel hollow, leaving a persistent sense of dissatisfaction, no matter how much is achieved. But when they are present, work becomes play, challenges become opportunities, and life itself feels alive and abundant. Finding your purpose requires deep self-reflection, an honest assessment of your values, and a willingness to explore what truly excites you, not just what is convenient or expected. It demands courage to move beyond the familiar and step into experiences that test your limits, expand your capabilities, and reveal hidden strengths. Passion is what sustains this journey, turning difficult moments into learning experiences and setbacks into fuel for growth. It's not always about dramatic breakthroughs or life-altering discoveries. Often, it's the small, consistent alignment with what excites you that compounds into a life of significance. People who live with purpose and passion wake up energized because each day carries the potential for meaning, contribution, and personal fulfillment. They structure their time intentionally, prioritizing activities, relationships, and projects that reinforce their values and drive their ambitions. Every decision becomes an opportunity to express who they truly are and the legacy they wish to leave behind. Purpose and passion also act as a magnet, attracting the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life because energy that is aligned with authenticity is inherently compelling. It changes the way you perceive obstacles. They are no longer roadblocks, but challenges to overcome in pursuit of something greater than comfort or routine. Living this way requires both introspection and action. It's not enough to simply identify what inspires you. You must actively integrate it into the fabric of your life. When purpose guides you and passion fuels you, each step you take resonates with meaning, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences, creating a rhythm and energy in life that sustains motivation, engagement, and joy every single day. The environment you create around yourself plays a pivotal role in shaping the quality of your life, influencing your mindset, behavior, and ultimately your results. Every person is a product not only of their choices, but also of the spaces they inhabit, the people they surround themselves with, and the daily habits they practice. Too often, individuals underestimate how much their surroundings impact their energy, focus, and ability to grow. A cluttered physical space, negative social connections, or exposure to constant stress can drain motivation, obscure clarity, and reinforce limiting beliefs. Conversely, when you intentionally design your environment to support your goals, nurture your well-being, and inspire your potential, you create conditions for consistent success and happiness. This starts with the people in your life. Relationships have the power to elevate or diminish your energy. Surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge you, support your growth, and celebrate your achievements creates a feedback loop of positivity and momentum. The influence of those around you is so profound that even small shifts in your social circle can dramatically accelerate your personal and professional progress. Your physical environment also matters. Spaces that are organized, stimulating, and aligned with your priorities foster focus, creativity, and productivity. From the colors and lighting in your home to the layout of your workspace, these elements subtly but powerfully shape your daily experiences and emotional state. Beyond physical and social spaces, the informational environment you engage with, books, media, podcasts, and online content, directly affects your mindset and beliefs. Consuming content that inspires, educates, and challenges you primes your mind for growth, while constant exposure to negativity, distractions, or limiting narratives can sabotage your efforts. Designing a life you don't need a vacation from requires conscious decisions about all these aspects, creating a holistic ecosystem that consistently supports the person you aspire to become. This is an ongoing process, not a one-time effort. It requires assessment, adjustment, and sometimes the courage to remove influences that no longer serve your highest good. When your environment is intentionally crafted to elevate, your energy soars, focus sharpens, and your actions naturally align with your purpose and vision. You begin to notice opportunities more readily, tackle challenges with clarity, and experience fulfillment in ways that previously felt out of reach. By taking charge of the spaces, relationships, and inputs that shape your daily life, you essentially build a foundation that allows your goals, passions, and purpose to flourish, creating momentum that compounds over time into a life that is not only productive, but deeply rewarding and aligned with your true self. Breaking limiting beliefs is one of the most critical steps in creating a life that feels truly liberating and aligned with your deepest aspirations. Limiting beliefs are the invisible barriers that quietly dictate what we think is possible what we deserve, and how we respond to challenges. They are the stories we tell ourselves about our abilities, our worth, and the world around us, often formed from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures. These beliefs act like invisible chains, keeping people trapped in patterns of fear, procrastination, and self-doubt, convincing them that their dreams are unattainable or that happiness is reserved for others. The first step in breaking them is awareness, identifying the thoughts and convictions that subtly sabotage your potential. This requires honest self-reflection, a willingness to question assumptions, and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths about the narratives you have been carrying. Once identified, the next step is challenging these beliefs. Ask yourself whether they are factual or simply perceptions you have internalized over time. Often you will discover that these limitations are illusions, not realities, and that the obstacles you perceive are far more mental than external. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones transforms your mindset from one of scarcity and fear into one of abundance and possibility. Empowering beliefs act as fuel, driving decisive action, resilience, and creativity, allowing you to take risks and pursue opportunities you might have previously avoided. This process is not instantaneous. It requires consistent effort, repetition, and reinforcement. Every time you act in alignment with a new, empowering belief, it strengthens neural pathways in your brain, making that belief your default perspective. Surrounding yourself with influences, people, media, and experiences that reinforce these empowering beliefs accelerates the transformation, while exposure to negativity or doubt can weaken your progress. Breaking limiting beliefs also involves embracing failure as a teacher rather than a verdict. Each setback becomes evidence not of inadequacy, but of growth, experimentation, and learning. This mindset shift allows you to move forward with courage, creativity, and a sense of inevitability about your success. When you dismantle the mental barriers that have held you back, you gain clarity, confidence, and freedom to pursue a life of purpose and passion. Your actions become intentional, aligned with your vision, and fueled by a belief in your own capability to achieve, creating momentum that propels you toward a life where fear and doubt no longer dictate your choices or limit your potential. Committing to growth and taking consistent action is the engine that transforms dreams into reality and turns aspirations into tangible results. Many people understand the importance of desire, vision, and planning, yet they falter when it comes to following through with deliberate, sustained effort. Growth is not a passive process. It requires intentionality, persistence, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone every single day. It begins with a mindset that embraces learning, challenge, and the understanding that improvement is continuous rather than finite. Those who commit to growth view obstacles not as dead ends, but as opportunities to expand their skills, deepen their resilience, and refine their strategies. Action without growth can lead to burnout, and growth without action can remain theoretical, so the two must operate in tandem. Committing to growth also means accepting that failure is not a reflection of inadequacy, but a vital feedback mechanism that informs your next step. Each misstep provides insight, strengthens determination, and clarifies the path forward. The willingness to act consistently, even imperfectly, separates those who dream from those who achieve. Small, deliberate actions compound over time, creating momentum that eventually leads to significant breakthroughs. Consistency is more powerful than sporadic bursts of effort because it trains habits, reinforces discipline, and builds confidence. Every day you choose to act in alignment with your goals, you reinforce your identity as someone capable of achieving, learning, and evolving. Growth also requires adaptability, the ability to pivot when circumstances change, to reassess strategies, and to integrate new knowledge is essential for sustained progress. Committing to action means resisting procrastination, distraction, and the allure of temporary comfort, understanding that choice contributes to the larger vision you are building. It involves setting clear priorities, managing your energy, and focusing on high-leverage activities that generate meaningful results. Surrounding yourself with influences that support growth, mentors, peers, and educational resources further accelerates your development. While isolation or negative environments can slow progress, the journey of growth is deeply personal but also cumulative. as every improvement in skill, mindset, and resilience amplifies your capacity to take on bigger challenges and achieve more ambitious goals. Those who fully embrace this principle recognize that transformation is not about a single moment of inspiration, but about sustained effort, deliberate practice, and unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of themselves. By consistently taking action, learning from experience, and pushing the boundaries of what you thought possible, you create a trajectory of progress that propels you toward a life of fulfillment, achievement, and purpose.